The next question. I know that we're moving along. I want to thank all of you. Everybody looks very alert. Usually at this point we start seeing people nodding off a little bit.
We nod off. We're in big trouble.
And all of you have been wonderful. Yes, you've all been very attentive of each other and of the questions. I have to tell you that if I was sitting at that table, it would be much more challenging to stay awake at this late hour, considering how busy everyone is in their regular day. So thank you to all of you and to our candidates as well. Our next question will be to Mr. Victor Cavallo, Mr. Chris Potts, Ms. Rosa Murray, and Mr. Hardy Casinas. The question is, what is your opinion about how the city should manage racial balancing in our schools? And we'll begin with Mr. Victor Cavallo.
If I were called upon to give an opinion on that in the council, try to act on it, the first thing I would do is I would have to say I'm going to leave that to the experts. Although I practice law, it is a hornet's nest with a rich history with respect to that particular issue. We have Shep versus O'Neill, the ongoing case that seems to continue. Racial balance and budgeting and all of that is not something that I am technically capable of addressing. So I would have to leave it either to the experts, if we have any on the Board of Education, or if, as a council member, I was called upon to comment or discuss it, I would have to have an opinion, a legal opinion, as to how to address it.
Thank you very much. Ms. Potts?
I don't want to sound too cute, but when asked how the city should manage racial balancing, in our schools, we should manage it very well. It's an important issue. I did not attend Norwalk Public Schools. I went to school in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But we had similar racial balancing issues there in the 1970s. We solved that in a very different way. We created magnet schools to draw students into historically African American areas of the city. So I attended these schools from the 4th grade to high school graduation. I went to George Washington Carver Middle School. I went to Booker T. Washington High School. I was a minority for 9 years going to school. And I'll tell you, it worked very well. I got into Yale University and graduated. Several of my other classmates did as well, both black and white. And we also had other racial categories we probably don't have here. We had American Indians, etc. But I'll tell you what, beyond just the really great education that I got in our public schools, I gained a sensitivity for multicultural and multi-ethnic situations, which has stood me in incredibly good stead to this day. I was able in my prior career to get postings over in Hong Kong and Japan because people understood that I would be sensitive to other cultures and do well there. I run and have run for 20 years the chess program at the Norwalk Public Library, and the mixture of kids there has reflected the kids who come through the Norwalk Public Schools. So we began with the large African American contingent. A few years back, it switched over to a large Hispanic contingent. Now we have a large South Asian contingent, and everyone has always gotten along. Because they also attend racially balanced schools. And I think the education you get just from socializing with other groups is almost as